Hi, I'm Gary Jones with TogDrop Solutions, and here I'm going to show you how to use these on the metal wall. So with the magnetic bases, we have a triple head and we have a dual head. So the triple, you have 3 magnets here across the top, and you have one here closer to the bottom. And of course you have this little lever for taking it off the metal. You have the finger pulls. That way your fingers don't get up underneath it, because if you have heavy metal and you've got your fingers here around the bottom and that grabs a hold, it could pinch your finger pretty good. So this is what we're going to do, and you can see how shiny this metal is. And I've sanded some here because I had a stretcher, magnetic stretcher for the backdrop, but you really don't want to put it on something that's slick and maybe oily. So get some 100 grit sandpaper and just rough it up. And up here, I have it, where I normally put these at, I've got it roughened up so it holds a lot better. So with the lever up, you got a hold of your finger pulls and just lower it. You just don't want to let go and have it slap. You can lower that, and now you got a good foundation for this, so that you can put your backdrop on there. And to adjust it, you can bring up the little lever, and on your finger pull, you can get a hold of that, push it, drag it wherever you want. And it's not too bad. If you have heavier metal, it's gonna grab a little tighter. And then once you get it where you want it, make sure before you walk away, you lower that so it locks it in place. And then watch how easy this is to take off. So lever up, one finger, comes off real simple. Ladies with the fingertips or the fingernails, don't want to get one broken. And that's, when we designed this, that was talked about a lot, because you spend a lot on your nails, you want to look good. Last thing you want is to be on the shoot, and next thing you know, you grab something and it doesn't want to come off very easy and you break a nail. Who's going to hear about it? Probably me. Or my wife. You can call her and holler at her. But anyway, we'll take that off and I'll show you how to set this up. And what we're going to do is come over here, make sure your little lever is up, and see when you place it on, and I'm just going to go kind of like to the bottom of this metal here, place it there. And let me come over just a little bit more. See right there. Put that lever down. Make sure you put the lever down before you walk away. Come over here. About the same thing. Drop it down like so. And sorry about the lighting in here. Trying to light this metal, it's not easy to do with all reflections. Make sure the lever's down before you walk away. Now that we have the 2 magnetic bases up, this is the single pole wall holder and the single pole wall holder saddle. This is 1.5 inches. We have a bigger pipe here, and we ship it with 1.25 inches. That seems to do most of everyone, but we do have 1.5 inches available. We're going to slide that on, twist that knob a couple of times. That's locked in place. Hey, let's set up a pole. So this pole here has different connectors on the ends. We used to do events and things like that. It was an easy setup. And then these pull out, and this is heavy. It's not heavy in weight, but a heavy duty pole. And if it's going to sag, it's very little. Maybe a few inches past the saddle. That way we can strap it in. And I'll show you how to do that right now. All right, well, let me show you how this works. So this is just what it is. Just a real short little bungee. And you have the J hooks. Put it around one of them and then come around. Put it on that side. Now your pole's secure. Now I've got one end of the backdrop up. I'm sure if you've done photography for a while, unless you shoot outside all the time and you don't do backdrops, you know how to put one up. I like these clamps. They have this cool little band in here, and it wraps around the pole, and it really works well. It holds it in place to where it won't slide. And yeah, you look online, you can find these. These are made for woodworking, but they're really cool. And this has a pocket in it. I just like clamping. I don't want to have to take the pole down all the time, change it out, undo a couple of clamps, and you're ready to go. And this needs to go up higher, but I don't want to have to get on the ladder. I just want to show you how simple this is. What we have here is the magnetic stretcher. And in the other video about magnetic walls, I showed you where these went and kind of how they used, but now we're going to actually put them on the metal, and I'll show you how well they work, how quick they are. So on your magnetic stretcher, you have this little lever. This metal here is not that thick, so it comes off pretty easy, but still holds enough to pull this backdrop. This is a thinner metal. So your backdrop is about 2.5 inches off of this metal wall. So when you come out to about this area, then your backdrop's going to be straight, and it's not going to be at a slant or anything. So what to do, you want to make sure this is pointing towards the backdrop. It holds better if you do it that way. So you want to put that on there. Put the bungee. And it normally doesn't take much. So you can pull the magnet back, or you can adjust the bungee, pull a bit more, and already that looks so much better down through there. So let's go do the other side and step back and see how that looks. Okay, now we have the one magnetic stretcher that I showed you that we put up over there. Now I'm going to put this other one up on the other side over there. And remember to have the lever, have that pointing towards the backdrop. It holds better that way. So let's go ahead and do that. And right now, I mean, we have a nice flat surface. And if this wasn't laying on the ground right here, I don't know if you can see that or not, but I only have 8 foot, and I don't have enough room to put this backdrop all the way up to where it'd be off the wall. Our ceiling kind of comes at an angle. I have 11 foot in the center, 8 on the side. So now you have it set up. You have a couple magnetic bases. You have a couple stretchers. You might need one in the center and one at the bottom. Depends on your backdrop, how it's made, and the fabric. But it'll pull that. And sometimes you'll see the little fine wrinkles in it that you'd have to steam out, or sometimes you just spray water on it, let it set. But imagine setting up something in just a few minutes before the client gets there, or they're changing and you gotta swap this out. I like using the clamp so I don't have to take the pole down. Bam, bam, take a few clamps off, take it down, throw another one up, hook it to the stretchers, and you're ready to go again. And instead of putting however many magnets you need to go on a metal wall, I've been in one studio where they had metal all the way around the room, just hundreds and hundreds of magnets holding these backdrops up. I can't even imagine how long that takes to set up, because I've done it once. It took 3 of us, me and another guy, putting the magnets on there, kind of adjusting, someone else watching, walk away from it, you think you're done, and all of a sudden your horizontal line or a vertical line or something, you stretched it too far, something's not straight, having to go back and take magnets off, move it again, put them back on. That took a while. I've done it one time, I don't ever want to do it again. So with this system here, you have the pole, it's like 2.5 inches off of the wall. The one lady told me that since she had backdrops against the metal, because it was a full metal wall, and it would stay there for a while, and sometimes condensation, especially in the winter months, you got the heating, cooling, and all that. moisture would develop on the backdrop, and that's not good. But this just a quick way to set up and really enjoy the system. And I'll show you how to do a corner. We're going to come on this side here, and we're going to create a corner out here, and I'll show you how the corner fits together, and you can do that in minutes. How long does that usually take you? We do Santa shoots, and doing those, sometimes we'll have 2 corners. And it's like you clamp it, you do this, you do that, you try to bring them in, you Velcro, you tape, and it doesn't ever look just right. And you always have Photoshop work, or you get to the point where you put a tree in it, and you call it a day. Sometimes a tree doesn't look good in that corner, but you spent so much time on it. What else do you do? So now I'll show you how to get that together, and I think you're going to enjoy that. I think we've solved this corner issue, and the fighting that goes along with it. It just too much time in those corners. It's a time vacuum, that's for sure. You spend more time on that than the whole setup sometimes. But anyway, thanks for stopping by and checking us out, and we'll get some more videos together.